Number 1, goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is the only player on the pitch allowed to use their hands inside the penalty area, making them football's final line of defense. While casual fans often focus on spectacular saves, modern goalkeeping is far more complex. A great goalkeeper must command the penalty area, organize defenders, judge crosses, and make split-second decisions under immense pressure. Legends like Manuel Neuer transformed the position by introducing the sweeper keeper role, regularly leaving the box to intercept attacks before they became dangerous. Every mistake made by a goalkeeper is magnified because it usually results in a goal. Unlike strikers who can miss several chances and still become heroes, goalkeepers are judged by their errors. They must possess exceptional concentration because they may go long stretches without touching the ball before suddenly being required to make a match-saving stop. The position demands bravery, leadership, reflexes, and mental toughness unlike any other role in football. Number 2, the center back is the foundation of every defensive system. Positioned directly in front of the goalkeeper, their primary responsibility is stopping opposition attackers from reaching dangerous scoring positions. Traditionally, center backs were judged almost entirely on physical attributes such as strength, tackling, and aerial dominance. However, the modern game has dramatically expanded the role. Today's elite center backs must also be calm in possession, capable of starting attacks, and comfortable passing under pressure. Players like Virgil van Dijk and Sergio Ramos demonstrated how defenders can influence matches at both ends of the pitch. Center backs constantly read the game, track runners, intercept passes, and maintain the defensive line. Communication is crucial because one mistake in positioning can create space for opponents to exploit. The best center backs combine intelligence with physicality, making the position one of football's most demanding. When they perform perfectly, attackers often disappear from the game entirely. Number 3. The fullback has evolved more than almost any position in football history. Originally, fullbacks were primarily defenders tasked with stopping wingers and protecting the flanks. In the modern game, they have become attacking weapons capable of transforming an entire team's style. Positioned on either side of the defense, fullbacks must balance defensive responsibilities with constant forward runs. Elite players such as Trent Alexander-Arnold and Achraf Hakimi regularly create chances, deliver crosses, and even contribute goals while still defending against some of the fastest players on the pitch. Their workload is enormous because they often cover more ground than anyone else during a match. A fullback must possess speed, stamina, tactical awareness, and technical quality. When attacking, they provide width and stretch defenses. When defending, they must prevent dangerous crosses and stop counterattacks. It is one of football's most physically exhausting positions because the player is constantly transitioning between attack and defense for the entire 90 minutes. Number 4. Defensive midfielder. The defensive midfielder is often called the engine room protector because they operate in the most strategically important area of the pitch. Positioned just in front of the center backs, their job is to shield the defense, break up attacks, recover possession, and control the tempo of the game. While they rarely receive the same attention as goal scorers, many coaches consider this position the most important in modern football. Players such as Rodri and Claude Makélélé became famous for making entire teams function more effectively. A great defensive midfielder constantly scans the field, predicts danger before it develops, and positions themselves to intercept passes. They are often responsible for launching attacks immediately after winning the ball back. The role requires intelligence, discipline, composure, and exceptional decision-making. Unlike attacking players who can take risks, defensive midfielders must carefully balance aggression with responsibility because losing possession in central areas can instantly expose their team. When performed correctly, the position often goes unnoticed, which is exactly why elite defensive midfielders are so valuable. Number 5. Central midfielder. The central midfielder is football's ultimate all-rounder. Positioned in the middle of the field, they connect defense and attack while influencing nearly every phase of the game. Depending on the team's system, a central midfielder may be asked to tackle, pass, dribble, create chances, score goals, and control possession all within the same match. Because of this versatility, the position demands one of the broadest skill sets in football. Legends such as Luka Modric and Steven Gerrard became famous for their ability to impact games in countless ways. Central midfielders constantly move to provide passing options, maintain possession, and dictate the rhythm of play. They must possess stamina because they cover enormous distances throughout a match. Tactical awareness is equally important since they are responsible for recognizing opportunities and dangers before other players. The best central midfielders seem to have unlimited energy and an almost supernatural understanding of space. Their ability to influence both attacking and defensive situations makes them one of the most complete footballers on any team. Number 6. Attacking midfielder. The attacking midfielder is football's chief creator, operating between the opposition's midfield and defensive lines where space is limited but opportunities are abundant. Often referred to as the number 10, this player is responsible for unlocking defenses through vision, creativity, and technical brilliance. Great attacking midfielders can see passing lanes that others never notice, turning ordinary situations into goal-scoring chances. Icons like Zinedine Zidane and Kevin De Bruyne built legendary careers by consistently creating opportunities from impossible positions. The role requires exceptional ball control because opponents frequently attempt to crowd and pressure them. Attacking midfielders must think quickly, execute difficult passes accurately, and remain composed under intense defensive attention. While goals are a valuable part of their contribution, their primary responsibility is making teammates dangerous. Every great attacking midfielder possesses imagination, flair, and confidence. They are often the players who decide major matches with a single moment of genius, turning tightly contested games into unforgettable victories. Number 7. The winger is football's specialist in chaos and unpredictability. Positioned near the touchline, wingers are tasked with stretching defenses, beating opponents in one-on-one situations, and creating dangerous opportunities in the final third. Traditionally, wingers stayed wide and focused primarily on crossing the ball into the penalty area. Modern football has evolved the role dramatically. Today's elite wingers often cut inside, score goals, and function almost like secondary strikers. Players such as Cristiano Ronaldo during his early years and Mohamed Salah perfected this approach, regularly terrorizing defenders with pace and skill. Wingers thrive in situations where they can isolate opponents and force mistakes. Speed is important, but decision-making is equally critical because a poor final pass can waste an entire attack. They must know when to dribble, when to cross, and when to shoot. The position requires his confidence because wingers often lose possession while attempting difficult plays. However, one successful dribble or accurate cross can instantly change a match. Their creativity and directness make them among the most exciting players to watch. Number 8. Second striker. The second striker occupies one of football's most flexible and intelligent attacking roles. Positioned between the main striker and midfield, they operate in spaces that defenders often struggle to track. Unlike traditional forwards who focus primarily on scoring goals, second strikers contribute through movement, creativity, and link-up play. They create confusion by drifting into pockets of space, pulling defenders out of position, and opening opportunities for teammates. Legendary players like Dennis Bergkamp and Wayne Rooney excelled in this role because they combined goal-scoring ability with exceptional football intelligence. A great second striker understands timing better than almost anyone else on the pitch. They know exactly when to drop deeper, when to support attacks, and when to arrive in the box unnoticed. The role demands technical quality, vision, and tactical awareness because the player constantly transitions between midfield and attack. While they may not always score the most goals, their influence often determines how dangerous an entire attacking system becomes. Number 9. Striker is football's primary goal scorer and often the most celebrated player on the team. Positioned closest to the opposition goal, their main responsibility is converting chances into goals. While scoring may sound straightforward, elite strikers possess a remarkable combination of movement, anticipation, composure, and finishing ability. The greatest forwards seem capable of appearing in the right place at exactly the right moment. Icons such as Ronaldo Nazario and Robert Lewandowski built their reputations on consistently finding ways to score against the strongest defenses in the world. Modern strikers must do far more than simply finish chances. They press defenders, hold up the ball, create space for teammates, and participate in build-up play. Every match presents limited scoring opportunities, meaning strikers must remain mentally sharp at all times. Missing chances is part of the job, but the best forwards recover immediately and stay confident. Their ability to decide matches with a single touch makes them among the most valuable players in football. Number 10. False 9. The false 9 is one of football's most fascinating tactical innovations. Although listed as a striker, the false 9 intentionally drops deep into midfield rather than staying near the opposition goal. This unusual movement creates confusion because center backs must decide whether to follow them and leave space behind or remain in position and allow some time on the ball. The role gained worldwide attention through players like Lionel Messi under Pep Guardiola at FC Barcelona. Instead of acting as a traditional goal scorer, the false 9 becomes a creator, playmaker, and finisher all at once. The position requires extraordinary intelligence because the player must constantly read defensive reactions and exploit spaces as they appear. Technical ability is equally essential since they often receive the ball in crowded areas. When executed properly, the false 9 can completely disrupt defensive structures and transform an entire attacking system. It remains one of the most difficult positions to master because it demands creativity, vision, movement, and finishing at an elite level simultaneously.